Yeah, so here's the, this is the front. So I've been working for a few days on the front of this 57, and I just thought I'd kind of talk through where I am with it. So what I'm doing is just, at this point, doing some body filler. Yes, this is Bondo, but trust me, all these cars have body filler on it. But this car, if you've seen my previous videos, had extensive damage up front, and that's the other thing. I mean, if you restore these cars, there's going to be damage up front. Almost every single one of them are. It's rare to find them that don't, and man, did this one have bad damage. So there's a couple of different ways to do it. One, you can replace these side panels here. Just take these off on this side, and then you've got this middle box section here, and the gas tank would sit right on top of this. So you can take these out and replace those, or you can just cut the entire front end off and put a donor piece on, and that's what I did here. So you can see this is areas where the welds are, so we just need to kind of smooth this out. This is a very thin layer of body filler, but this just kind of evens this out. Because this car, when it was in an accident, the angle of the hit was to the passenger side. So as the impact was up front, it collapsed, and maybe in this video I can put some before and after shots here. So what happened during the accident, it pushed this in and then collapsed this slightly. So there was just no way to rescue or salvage this this mid box piece. So really the fitment's gone well. I've already fitted the hood. I've already fitted the fenders here, so that will go together fairly well. This side's still a little bit off, particularly right here in this corner. You do have a bead between the fender and the body that might compensate for it. I think it's going to look okay. So at any rate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish sanding this down, taking this, starting at an 80 grit and taking this all the way to 600, and then I'm going to paint a nice layer of primer on it. And the way I'm breaking this up, I don't have a paint booth, I'm a garage hack here in my garage. So I will break this up and I will do the front of this car. I'll get this sanded properly, surface prep it, get everything smooth, and then I'll lay the primer on it. Then I'll do the same thing to the back, and then I'll take the middle. So I'm kind of doing it in front and back, and then the middle section. And at that point, it's just really getting the final color on it after that, and then putting this thing back down on the chassis. So I'm close. I'm hoping to have this done by the end of September. I'm filming this right now the end of August, so I've got 30 days to get it done. Let's go in. I'll show you. I've been painting some component pieces. So what I've done, I'm painting the hood, the doors, the fenders, and I'm having to move them inside because I don't have room here. So let's go in. I'll show you what the fenders and the hoods, the front and the back, look like with the full color, and they look nice. All right, let's go into my office. Here is the office, which is right outside my garage, which is really convenient. There's my 9-to-5 job. I sit over there. I'm fully remote, which was hard to get used to, but I really like it. I do travel. I'm out at least a few days out of the month. But at any rate, back to car parts. So yes, my office is not only my office, but it's also my car parts storage once I get the parts fully done. So here is the color. This is an Iceland green. Let me get down here a little bit. So super happy with everybody on Facebook that talked me into this color because I love it. I was toying around with it's like a mustard color and then a metallic green, but man, I really like how this has turned out. Because, not only is it original to the car, which I do like now that I think about it, but it just looks damn nice. It's a one-step paint, meaning it has the gloss and the color to it. When I've painted before, I've used a two-step. You spray the color, and then you would do a clear coat. And the advantage to doing it as a two-step is you can get a really high gloss out of that if you have the right equipment and you have a paint booth, none of which I have. So after doing some research, there's really no advantage to me as a garage hack doing a two-step. So this is a one-step. And I'll show you the paint and the equipment that I use to actually spray this in my garage. And I don't have a paint booth. Again, I don't do anything special. I just spray it out, there in my garage, and it's really worked out better than I thought it would. So yeah, nice gloss. This is having it sprayed once. I will spray this again after I attach it to the shell. When I get the shell done, and it has 2 coats on the shell, then I'll install the door, the fenders, the hoods, etc. And then after that, I will spray it again. And then, yeah, we'll be done. So I think we're 3 weeks away from that. The shell will take quite a bit of work, but I think we'll be able to get it done in 3 weeks. So that's that. Over here, just another door. This is the back deck lid where the engine is. So it's turned out fairly nice. There's some dings in here. This was in really rough shape. I mean, it was a lot of work. I bet I spent an entire weekend just on this back deck lid. But overall, I'm okay, happy with it. Let's go back out to the garage, and I'll show you my paint equipment and how I spray this just in my garage. Okay, let me, I'll just show you the paint equipment that I have. Now, I have it in pieces here, but this is my spray gun. This is an Eastwood HVLP gun, and it has worked just fantastic. These are not cheap, but the research and the folks that I talked to, if you're going to spend the money, you want to spend it on the paint gun. And it has been very forgiving. And each time you spray, of course, you have to break this thing down into pieces and clean it up really, really nicely. Here's my paint. I should pull this out before I started to film. But you can see it pretty much just looks like a house paint can, with the big difference is it's not. It's a urethane single stage. What I do is I have the color here, and then I will mix in, this is the gloss, the clear, if you will. $700 a gallon, so car paint is not cheap. Car paint is not cheap, but what a great product. I've had really a really good experience with it. There's my compressor over there, so that hooks into my paint gun. And pretty much, I just do it in here. I did knock some holes in the wall, and I have hooks up there. And you may have seen in my earlier pictures, I'll suspend the parts from the ceiling, and then I will, paint them from there. All right, so I've mixed up a little bit better than a quart of primer, and so I'm going to spray this now. So let me show you this. I've done my final, wipe downs and sand. I've really got this down to bare metal, so I think it's looking pretty good. There's some areas I'm not completely happy with. More body filler here than I like, but other than that, I think it will turn out pretty nicely. So I'm going to give this a first coat spray of primer, and we'll see how it looks after that. Just finished up. Oh, some good red marks from wearing my gas mask. That looks really great. So I pushed it outside. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, overall, I think the trunk area has turned out nice. This is pretty good. There's some imperfections here. This will be covered over when the gas tank sits on top here. Volkswagen put the gas tank up front for collision purposes. You want the gas tank to buffer any front end collision. It's sarcasm. But I think this looks good. Overall in here, this is all nice. It looks pretty solid. Here's the little front area. I think this is very clean. So happy with that. Here's the fender wells. Overall, pretty solid. I mean, there's some imperfections here. This is where the cut was. These won't be seen once the fender's on it. You want this to look really perfect because this is what, when you're in shows, they'll turn the wheel out so they can see up underneath here for any rot. That looks pretty good. Overall, pretty happy. Passenger side doesn't look, as good. Again, it's pretty rough. If I had to do it over, that whole side would be replaced, but we'll just make it work. Thanks for listening. So that's my shop update. Next one, I'll do the middle section, the top, and keep you guys posted. Thanks for listening. See you.